Hi Woodloch, my name is Allie Berube. I'm a sports reporter in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at ABC 27, so I'm right in your backyard. I'm so passionate about this opportunity to possibly become a brand ambassador for Woodloch because your resort has been there for my family through all the ups and downs, and it's had some of our most special memories as a family right there at the lake, in the dining room, in the North Lodge. I mean, this place feels like home every single time that we go there. And I feel like my vision for who I am as a reporter, as well as Woodloch's mission as a resort, they really do go hand in hand, and here's why. For me and my job, I want two things. I want my viewers to know my personality and know who I am as a person, not just as a broadcaster. And then I want to foster a community. So I do this through a couple different avenues or methods, I suppose you would say. On TV, this is who you get. This is who you get in person. This is who you get on social media. And this is who you get when I broadcast to hundreds of thousands of people at 6 and 11 p.m. when I'm giving you the sportscast. I'm the same person no matter when you catch me, when you see me, and I think that that really goes a long way with our viewers because I feel like I'm just authentically myself, and people seem to like that as opposed to someone who's a little bit more stiff and maybe even a little bit more professional in the way that they deliver the news. I'm talking about sports, so these things should be fun. Likewise, on my social media platforms, which are probably my biggest selling point, I want to foster a community. So there isn't a single comment, message, question, email, tweet, Instagram, DM that goes unanswered. I answer every single viewer. I answer everyone whenever they message me because I want people to know that when you're commenting or engaging on my page, you're engaging with me. I mean, that's part of my job, is finding out how communities interact and what makes them tick and what things they're most passionate about. So that's what I try and foster in my social media pages and in those communities that I'm a part of. This is what I'm most passionate about. I want to connect good people with good people, tell good stories to a bunch of different people, and kind of share information that I've learned or that I know with everyone else. And that's why I think this would fit well for Woodloch. Woodloch has seen my family through some of the most difficult times in our lives. We just lost my dad to colorectal cancer back in July, and it was an 8-year battle with stage 4 cancer starting when I was a senior in high school. And my mom and I went back. The first time we went to Woodloch was 2004, so it's been actually about 15 years that my family has vacationed there, and we went a couple times when I was a kid, 2004, 2005 time frame, but it wasn't until my dad got sick that Woodloch really became our retreat and a place that we would go 1, 2, 3 times a year to be together. And it started because my senior year was our last spring break before I would go to college, and at the end of spring break my dad was going to have his first major surgery in his cancer battle, and he knew after that it would be chemo and a lot of recovery and things just wouldn't be the same. And so he wanted to make sure that we had one last spring break as a family to really have fun, but he was also exhausted. So it couldn't be something, fly to here, go wherever. He wanted someplace that we could all have fun, that he could be a part of, but that wasn't like a high impact vacation. It didn't require a lot of planning. It didn't require a lot of, coordination. We could just go and have fun. And so we went back to Woodloch for the first time in a few years. From that point, from that vacation my senior year, I think we've gone 12 or 13 times because it became the halfway point. It became the Allie's in Syracuse, the rest of the family's in Virginia. How do we see each other because Dad can't get all the way up to Syracuse? So we would go to Woodloch. We did Super Bowls, fall trips for the haunted hayride, which is my mom's absolute favorite. We did a couple, just March time frames with snow tubing, and of course, obviously, we did the iconic summer weeks where the whole world feels like they're at Woodloch. It really became the place where my family could just relax and breathe, and no matter what was going on with Dad, we could go to Woodloch and he could be a part of it and he could have so much fun. But it wasn't something that he had to worry, okay, I have to go here and I have to drive here. I mean, everything's within a mile or two at Woodloch, so it was very low impact for him. And that's why I'm so passionate about this resort, is because it's not just for little kids, it's not just for adults, it really can be for absolutely everyone. My 75-year-old grandmother can go, as well as, you know, my dad going through stage 4 cancer treatments in the middle of chemo. So I want to spread that message to as many families as possible, and I feel like I might have the right vehicle to do it. My social media is something that I will talk about at length inside of the email that I send you in terms of engagement and impressions and all that, because I know that's very important to your business and how it markets. So the big project that I'm really working on right now is to start a YouTube channel that becomes a resource for kids and other young adults whose parents are battling cancer or they've lost a parent to cancer, because I feel like your friends don't really know how to interact with you. It's kind of a quiet thing. You're going through this grief that you're going through way earlier than you're supposed to when you lose a parent or when a parent is sick, and there's all this pressure on you. And I realized through our family's journey that there isn't a lot of resources out there. So that's what I'm trying to create, and I do believe that Woodloch fits kind of perfectly into the messages that I'm going to share on these videos, because Woodloch was my retreat. It was my place I felt safe. It was the place that made my dad feel comfortable, and it was the place that my family could just breathe. And I do believe that that's something that anyone going through cancer or a tragedy really needs, that place. They need that place that makes them feel comfortable and that reminds them that everything is going to be okay at some point. So I think that I can share my family's journey and the way Woodloch had been there for us through the 8 years of my dad's battle with my audience, and I think it would really respond well with the people that you're trying to attract, be it families who have grandparents all the way down to little 2-year-olds, and you know, maybe older adults who don't feel like they have the mobility to go on some elaborate, you know, cross-country adventure, but there's so much right in their backyard at Woodloch that they don't even know about. So I believe through mostly my social media platforms right now, but hopefully this YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow and build, I could really spread Woodloch's message pretty effectively, and really just from the heart. Your resort has meant so much to me and my family, and I would love to share that message. So I look forward to furthering this conversation, talking to you guys a little bit more about my ideas and what you guys are looking for. But I just figured this is easier in a video. I talk for a living, so trying to put my craziness into an email wasn't really going to work for me. So I appreciate you bearing with me on this video, and I do look forward to talking to you guys more. Thank you.